Alright, so if you go to this link here for the MOSAIC chip sorter, we're going to get our installation going forward. First, you would like to git clone, so you want to just get this link, literally type git clone, paste, and wait till everything downloads. Then after that, you're going to want to do these prereqs. So I've already done that. Clone label image, and change directories here for a second. Alright, I'm on a Linux machine, so I'm going to do this step real quick. And then we'll source it. This is just making the virtual environment. Change to label image. And we will install this. Might already have this, but we'll see. Yep. We'll install these in our virtual environment. We will make this. Now we will change to the MOSAIC chip sorter, and we will install the requirements from there. So yeah. Once that is done, we should be able to actually just run this. So shouldn't take too long. And depending on your machine, there's slightly different instructions. Like for Mac, there's a Mac requirements txt file. Other than that, it's pretty much the same for Windows. Alright, so let's open this guy. The first time you run it takes a second sometimes just to get everything going. But alright, so you can see we have an RC car data set. Let's open this. This comes with the repo. It's just a toy RC car, something easy to make an example with. You could point to your custom annotations and JPEGs for your own data set, but we'll just use this template that comes with the repository for the example. So yeah, set these. If you're not familiar with what one of these files look like, it's literally just Pascal local format. Pretty common for machine learning. It's going to say, oh, you need to provide this path. So we just installed it. So let's go to our label image. And let's point here. Alright. And you can press hotkeys like D to go forward and A to go back. But these are all labeled already, so no worries there. Alright. We'll create a data frame so we can look at things, load it. Looks like transporter 9 and camo. There's 1,173 total objects, 195 of which are camo, and then 978 are regular RC cars. So you can open up one of these. The number here will only limit 50 mosaics each time you basically press that button. And you can click on the scroll bar of the mouse to see exactly where this object is. That's funny. Here's me on a weekend just enjoying getting outside with the RC car. Alright. If one of these was bad, let's do that example real quick. I will click that one for an example. Q for quit. You'll see that we have labeled one as bad. So if I say move fix and fix with label image, this one that we just selected is here, and we could go and change it if we wanted to. And after we change it, we could say merge fix, and that got rid of that, and whatever change we could have made to the actual annotation is now in sync. So yeah, that's kind of like this side of the house. Then there's stuff on this side as well. So if you have a really large data set, sometimes it's going to break it up into multiple chunks. So that's what this button does. UMap is pretty cool. It's a unsupervised form of machine learning for clustering our data and looking at it visually to make mosaics. And we can change labels and do all sorts of things to our data set using UMap. First time you run it, first time you click it, it takes a second, and you can see over here it's chugging through. You know, there's 1173 objects, so it's going through them all first, trying to get the features and the UMap space for each one of those chips, each one of those objects, to basically know how to cluster them. After which it's stored in a pandas pickle file that can be loaded into memory. And as you make changes in this tool, they update that file, so you really don't have to recreate that data frame unless you manually change things with label image or just by hand. So after this one completes this part, it doesn't have a progress bar, but it's actually still running, and now this is about to pop up. So here's our UMap. There's several options here. You know, a lot of these don't happen until you get to a mosaic. So the first thing you want to do is notice that you have a 1 and a 0, two colors here. That's for transporter 9 camo, transporter 9. So if I look at, like, let's say this cluster, if you press M, it's the hotkey, it tells you up here. You can, like before, inspect these. If you click on the center of the scroll bar of the mouse, you can see which one it is. And then with this, you can start selecting them as well. If you press Y and H, you'll notice that all of them are selected. If you press U and H, they're all unselected. If you press, let's say I'll click this one and I press T, you could change the label to a different label. I'll press cancel. And I will unselect with U and then press H. Now, if I wanted to create a new name for an object, like let's say this is something different, we can do that too. But first, we need to go over here and make sure in this window, press C, and we'll call this green RC. Alright, so basically now, let me come over here, we'll redraw this. Let's quit this for a second. Bring this back up. Alright, press M. We have a green RC as the 2. So if let's say I wanted to change all of these to green RC, I'm going to press the Y and the H. They're all selected, then T, green RC, submit, H, and give it a second, because there's quite a few, and they're all green RC. I'll press Q, and if I draw this thing, here, you'll see this update with a different color. So 2 is now purple. So I'll do Q for quit. Now you can open this directly and verify that that's green RC. We'll find it somewhere in here. Label image is a pretty awesome tool. Wondering what cluster it was. I've only seen transporter 9 so far. That was fun. Alright, it's probably in there somewhere. One way you could easily do it is if, let's load this. We got a green RC. Here they are. So the image that it was in these. It was hiding in the bushes. It's cute. But say we want to change that label back, because we don't want green RC. We want transporter 9 again. If you submit that, they're all fixed. So you also have this tool. So like, let's say you're looking at these guys. This is the height and the width of the chip. So it's H. So the big ones are like over here. And one way you can inspect that, you can double click on these points. It's kind of a bigger chip. Press H. And if I go over here, these are going to be small, tiny here. Makes sense. And let's say you want to do a MOSAIC, you can do a MOSAIC as well, and see them. You can also make chips from this. So if I press the make chips, it's going to go and through all those camo and transporter 9, it's going to actually create chips. So we'll give this a second. There's 1,100 or 1,139 of them. We're about halfway there, so getting close. In this repository, there's steps that kind of go through what those hotkeys were that I was pressing that you couldn't see, but I was telling you I was doing. There's also instructions that kind of lay out some of the steps that I was just telling you about. So yeah, check that out as well. And all right, let's look at them. So they show up under chips, and we'll be able to look at these. They're just the actual chips. You can make a classifier really quick using this. Yeah, that's about it for this tutorial. Hope you enjoyed it.